at Cooks Country, we've got a most requested list for the foods and recipes that viewers, you guys, cannot get enough of. Now, among those greatest hits are potatoes and cheese, specifically Parmesan. And when you add the word crisp to the equation, well, you've got a Hall of Fame chart topper. So this recipe goes out to all you crispy potato Parmesan lovers out there, and you know who you are.
But first, I want you to taste one of these. This is called Frico. And this is the result of when you finally grate really good quality Parmesan cheese and you melt it in a non-stick skillet or an oven, and it melts into the most beautiful, lacy cracker.
The best cracker you could ever have because it's made just with cheese.
Right. What I'm gonna be showing you here today is how to put this Frico onto these sliced potatoes.
Not just gonna dump them right on.
No. Okay. That would be a different recipe. We're gonna start with Yukon Gold potatoes because they're much creamier, they're not as starchy as russet potatoes. It's 2 pounds, and make sure you're getting large ones that are about 2 to 3 inches a piece. And that's gonna ensure that they're all gonna cook at the same rate. You're gonna see that they are rounded on either side, and just to make sure that you are safe, cut the top and bottom, and that's gonna give a nice flat surface so that this isn't rocking around anymore.
Very, very safe.
I'm gonna just continue to cut these potatoes into 1/2-inch thick slices. Next, mix 2 teaspoons of cornstarch, 1 teaspoon salt, and 1 teaspoon of freshly cracked black pepper. Now, the cornstarch is just as important as the potatoes and the cheese in this recipe. It's gonna act as a moisture absorber, and it's also gonna act as a glue for the Parmesan cheese to make sure that Frico forms on these potatoes.
So this helps with the crispy part of the equation.
Yep, that's exactly right. So I'm just gonna mix this here with a fork, and I'm gonna add them to my sliced potatoes here. And using this rubber spatula, I'm just gonna mix this all together so that the cornstarch evenly coats each piece.
So there's hardly any cornstarch that went in there, so really taking the time to make sure that it's all coated is very important.
Now you'll see we have 1 tablespoon of extra virgin olive oil, so I'm just gonna drizzle that on here and do the same again. Just make sure everything's nice and coated. All right. Here you can see we have a, thank you, rimmed
welcome.
baking sheet that we've sprayed really liberally with some vegetable oil spray. Now, don't skip this step if you make it at home. It takes a long time to scrape Parmesan cheese off of the bottom of your rimmed baking sheet. So I'll transfer these here, every little bit from the bowl. Using this rubber spatula, I'm just gonna move these slices around so they all get contact with the sheet pan. I have a preheated 500-degree oven, and these are gonna go in there for about 20 minutes until nice and golden brown.
Super hot.
Super hot. Okay, so what goes better with any chip than a proper dip?
Yeah, because these are kind of like chips, right?
Exactly, they're super, super crispy. Here we're gonna make a sour cream-based dip. So we have 1 cup of sour cream, 1/4 cup of minced fresh chives, 1/2 teaspoon of minced fresh rosemary, 1/2 teaspoon of salt, 1/2 teaspoon of pepper, 1/2 teaspoon of garlic powder, and 1/4 teaspoon of onion powder. So I'm just gonna whisk this until combined. I'm gonna warn you now, this is some addicting stuff. Okay, that looks great. Now I'm gonna cover this, put this in the fridge for about 30 minutes to chill.
Okay.
Now it's time to make the cheesy part of the crispy Parmesan potatoes. Here we have a 6-ounce wedge of really good quality Parmesan cheese. It's really important just to spend the extra $1 or so to get the good quality stuff.
Go big or go home.
Exactly, my kind of girl. I am gonna start by cutting off this rind. And I like to freeze any Parmesan rinds because it's really good to add to soups or any kind of tomato sauces that I'm gonna make in the future. I'm gonna cut these into 1-inch cubes. Add these to the food processor. Here we have 2 teaspoons of minced fresh rosemary, and the remaining 2 teaspoons of cornstarch, 1/2 teaspoon of black pepper, and I'm gonna process this until everything is finely grated, which will take about 1 minute.
Okay.
That cheese looks nice and finely grated. I'm gonna leave this cheese over here, but in the meantime, I'm gonna grab those potatoes. I can hear them singing to us.
Yes, now we have crispy potatoes, but not crispy parm
Right.
potatoes.
Now, all of this cheese is about to go all over these potatoes. And you can be as messy as you want because you want the cheese to fall in between each and every piece.
I love that we're not stingy here at Cook's Country. We're absolutely smothering these potatoes with that cheese mixture, which, by the way, smells incredible, too.
Oh, yeah. With that rosemary? Yeah. So using this dinner spoon, I'm gonna go along to each slice and press the cheese into it, being sure not to move the potatoes too much because you wanna keep that cheese surrounding it. And to make you wait even longer, using these 2 forks, I'm gonna go through and flip each one so that the cheese I just pressed in is gonna hit the rim baking sheet. I'm gonna put these back into the oven for 5 to 7 minutes until I see everything nice and golden brown. Oh, yes.
Bubbling, bubbling, crispy, crispy potatoes.
Unfortunately, we have to let these cool. So after 15 minutes, we'll come back and we will be ready to eat. Okay, it's been 15 minutes.
Yes, it has.
And using a spatula, I'm gonna shimmy my way through and release the frico from the sheet pan.
All right, and no doubt about it, the frico is sticking to the potatoes.
Just for good measure, I'm just gonna release a few more bits.
This is so beautiful.
I'm so excited.
Yes. Oh, a little sauce on the side?
On the potatoes, please.
Right on the potatoes.
Thank you.
All right. See that? That's beautiful. Just a crispy potato, you know, nice and brown. Hello. The frico on that side. That is incredible. So I lied. I'm going to take 2.
Crunch.
Check.
Check.
I can't even talk. What is this like? I'm trying to think. Cheese fries.
Twice baked potato, fried chicken.
And chip and dip.
And chips and dip. Oh my gosh.
You can be chip and I'll be dip.
Ooh, I like that. Halloween next year, okay? And that sauce, though, it's so nice and creamy.
You're right. It's very addictive. Ashley, you've changed my world. My new very favorite potato dish.
Thank you.
Thank you. Definitely thank you. For the best crispy Parmesan potatoes, and I mean best, you've got to start with 2 pounds of Yukon Gold potatoes and cut them into 1/2-inch slices. Season them with salt and pepper and toss with cornstarch to help those spuds stay crispy in the oven. Then whip up a quick and easy and delicious sour cream dip with plenty of fresh chives, powdered onion, and granulated garlic. Sprinkle the potatoes with lots of Parmesan and throw them back in the oven until that cheese is golden and forms the beautiful frigo that we are all looking for. So there you have it from Cook's Country, the very best crispy Parmesan potatoes. You need this recipe, and you can get this recipe and all the recipes from this season, along with our testings, tastings, and selected episodes at cookscountry.com.
More potatoes.
Ah, Mommy. Thanks for watching Cook's Country from America's Test Kitchen. So what'd you think?
Leave a comment and let us know which recipes you're excited to make, or just say hi.
Now you can find links to today's recipes and reviews in the video description.
And don't forget to subscribe to our channel.
See you later.
Alligator.